Hello, everybody, and welcome to How To Zeepkist Season 1 Bank Turns. Let's go. All right, so this one was the one that I was considering not adding. I did add it. There's not a whole lot with bank turns, but I find this turn to be deceptively difficult because you have to change what your setup is. These are two separate checkpoints. So from the one side, you're going to actually probably want to go wide still. And I think that the way that you're having to change your entrance as well as your exit again, it's a good way to practice like the different lines. There is a booster or a fan here. Then there's like a little cut you can see Nath doing right here. But the majority of this track's relatively simple. You're going to be trying to stay low in these areas. Just a little bit of a wall ride where you're going to be trying to go. What I do is I'll enter on these types of things kind of low, hit like a midpoint, maybe a bit above it, and then go back down. You can see both the people going into the red section. That's the finish. The first one we're going to be going through this checkpoint. So I'm just going to tap left a little bit at this beginning so I can start getting over without having to turn too much. And we can apparently go wide. And you can see what I mean with like these setups are going to be very different depending on which side you are starting with. I got a little bit of air there. That one's not the end of the world, but it's going to be something that you can try and avoid. I got air there, and that's what I mean again with this track being kind of difficult in terms of like those banks to get them correct is very dependent on which run you're on, if you're on like the left side or the right side, which one you're going to. So this time we're going to try and focus a little bit more on avoiding airtime. You can see I was able to do that by trying to like stay a little bit more towards the middle. Still got a little bit there. I believe the real trick with that is to try and move up, if you will. So turn right. Because there is an elevation change. So you can utilize that elevation change to allow you to not get air or limit the amount of air that you get. But yeah, I do think that one turn by itself is the reason why I added this to the playlist. It's a great way to play around with it and see the different setups. Of course, that little bounce there is, or not bounce, the little wall ride there is a little bit different. Because it's not really a bank turn, it's more of a wall ride, which we will be going over at some point. But it was a minor enough part of this track that I wasn't afraid to include it. So I cut in a little bit too much, and then because of that I gained some air, I was not able to turn the right way. So it wasn't great, but you can utilize this to your advantage, trying to avoid as much airtime as possible. Again, with that beginning, one of the tricks, trying to avoid any kind of like speed loss, is if you can turn a little bit at the very start, you're already changing your angle over a longer period of time. So that way you're using a smaller input and losing less speed to get the same result. Those are the types of things that realistically, I want to say they aren't major because they are important to do. They're just very minute changes, and that could be like when you're talking like, thousandths of a second on certain tracks. That could be the difference between world record or even third place on some tracks, or staying in on a cup of the day and getting eliminated. We'll be going over like those limited attractions in a future beginner stream. For right now, the most important thing on that specific one is you're just going to be setting up in a way that you don't have to worry about turning. So like you might like do a couple small corrections, but you're not really doing any active turning there. You're trying to go straight through it. Like I said, there's a fan on that left side. That's not a normal line you would probably be wanting to take. You'd want to be exiting a little bit more inside on that second run around, or when you're taking that right checkpoint. It does change though, and like I said, we're gonna be talking more about that kind of stuff with next month's beginner stream. I was able to limit the amount of airtime I had there. I believe on this one you kind of want to like be able to cut down later, and that's something that's going to allow you to have a little bit more speed, because again, you're going to be using that bank turn to your advantage and basically helping you turn for you without losing speed, because you can overspeed those boosters. I would like to thank everyone for watching the video, and if you are new here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.